So I just want to tell my story. I spent a lot of time teaching adults how to use visual language and doing it in the workplace. And naturally, I encountered a lot of resistance, right? Because it's sort of considered to be anti-intellectual and counter to serious learning. But I have a problem with that belief. Because I know that dueling has a profound impact on the way that we can process information and the way that we can solve problems. So I was curious about why there was a disconnect between the way our society perceives dueling and the way that the reality is. So I discovered some very interesting things. For example, there's no such thing as a flattering definition of a doodle. In the 17th century, a doodle was a simpleton or fool, as in Yankee Doodle. In the 18th century, it became a verb and it meant to swindle, or ridicule, or to make fun of someone. In the 19th century, it was the current politician, and today we have what is perhaps the more offensive definition, at least to me, which is the following. To doodle obviously means to dawdle, to dilly-dally, to monkey around, to make meaningless remarks, or to do something of a little value, substance, or import, and my personal favorite, to do nothing. No wonder people are averse to doing at work. Doing nothing at work is akin to masturbating at work. It is totally inappropriate. Additionally, I've heard horror stories from people who had teachers scolded them, of course, for dueling in the classroom, and they had bosses who scolded them for dueling in the ballroom. There is a powerful cultural norm against dueling, in setting in which we are supposed to learn something. And unfortunately, a press tends to reinforce this norm when they are reporting on a dueling sense. For an important person at a confirmation hearing and the like, they typically use words like discover or caught or found out, as there's some sort of criminal act being committed. And additionally, there is psychological aversion to dueling. Thank you, Freud. In 1930s, Freud told us all that you can analyze people's psyches based on their doodles. This is not accurate, but it did happen to Tony Blair at Davos Forum in 2005, where his doodle was, of course, discovered. And he was labeled the following things. Now, it turned out to be Bill Gates' doodle. And Bill, if you hear, nobody thinks you're megalomaniacal, but that does contribute, right? To people not wanting to share their doodles. So here's so here's the real deal. Here's what I believe. I think that our culture is so extensive focused on verbal information that we're almost blinded to the value of doodling. And I'm not comfortable with that. And so, because of that belief, that it needs to be burst. I'm here to send us all healing back to the truth, and here's the truth. Dueling is an incredibly powerful tool. It is a tool that we need to remember and to relearn. So here's the new definition for dueling. A- And I hope that there's someone in here from Oxford English Dictionary because I want to talk to you later. So here's the real definition. Dueling is real to make spontaneous sport to have yourself think. That was that was that is why millions of people doodle. Here another interesting thing about doodle. People who doodle, when they are exposed to verbal information, retain more of that information than their non-doodling counterparts. Within doodling is something you do when you lose focus, but in reality, it's a preemptive measure to stop you from losing focus. And additionally, it has a profound effect on creative problem solving and deep information processing. There are four ways that learners intake information so that we can make decisions. They are visual, auditory, reading and writing, and kinesthetic. Now, in order for us to retrieve an information and do something with it, we have to engage at least two of those modalities, or we have to engage one of those modalities coupled with the emotional experience. The incredible contribution of Doodle is that it engages all four learning modalities simultaneously with the possibility of an emotional experience. That is a pretty solid contribution for behavior equated with doing nothing. This is so nerdy, but this may be quiet when I discovered this. So we did anthropological research into the unfolding of artist activity in children, and they found that across space and time, all children exhibit the same evolution of visual logics as they grow. And another, and in other words, they have a share of growing complexity in visual language that happens in a predictable order. And I think that is incredible. I think that means dueling is native to us, and we simply are denying ourselves to instant. And finally, a lot of people aren't privy to this because but Doodle is the precursor to some of our greatest cultural assets. This is book one. This is Frank Gehry, the architect precursor to Guggenheim in Abu Dhabi. So here's my point. Under no circumstance should dueling be eradicated from a classroom or a ballroom, or even the war room. On the contrary, dueling should be leveled in precisely situations where where information density is very high and the need for processing that information is very high. And I will go you for one further. Because dueling is universally accessible and it is not intimidating as an art form. It can be leveled as a portal through which we move people into a higher level of literacy. My friends, the the doodle has never been the nemesis of intellectual thoughts. In reality, it is one of the greatest allies. Thank you.